everything. You got all the junk in the trunk. Hi everyone, I'm Angelina and this is Blueprint DIY, where we remake our clothes to be just as unique as us. I feel like this is going to be kind of loud. I may take it off at some point, but this is our DIY from last week. So I wanted to wear it so you guys could know like some of the crazy, amazing stuff we're doing here. But this week, I have a special project. Okay, so if you are a continual viewer of my channel, you know that this season, we've been doing a lot of cropping, like cropping everything. We've been cropping everything. And not only have I been cropping everything, but if you go to the stores, a lot of stuff is cropped this season. So this one is particularly for those of you who have hips and butt, opposite of me. Well, I got the butt, but not the hips. But those who find that they can't really wear a straight blazer. So I hope you guys are excited. So if you got hips, if you got butt, and you want to take a men's blazer and make it look amazing just for you, I got you. All right, so I have on my base blazer, and the problem with a lot of men's blazers is, I mean, it's not a problem because they were made for men, where they want their shoulders to appear broad and their waist to appear more narrow. So that's the illusion that this is giving. It has the shoulder pads that are stretching out, and I do have a video. I'm not going to do it to this one just because of time constraints, but I do have a video on how you can take these sleeves in to get rid of that broad shoulder look on blazers. So it's converting it from a men's blazer to more of a women's blazer where the shoulder would hit, where your shoulder would hit. I'll link that right here. But today we're going to really focus on how, how this is going in like this. And a lot of women cannot wear blazers like this. Like you just can't, because we have hips. And actually some men have hips. So yeah, we have hips. Now I have two options for you. Not everyone with hips has a butt, but some people have both. So I'm going to show you both versions. The one I'm going to do is for the one who has hips and no butt, and I'll show you how to do one where you have everything. You got all the junk in the trunk. So yes, we're gonna do that. So this is the blazer. I also have a skirt in order to make it flare out. You could use anything that you find that could be a nice contrasting pattern, but I'm doing plaid on plaid, and I think it's gonna look amazing because the colors coordinate. The first thing we need to do is go ahead and put on the blazer and figure out how long I want the skirt to be, because I want the skirt, in my mind, I want the skirt to poke out of the blazer a certain amount. Maybe to right there or maybe to right there. So I'm gonna add a pin in both of those places. All right, so then we also want to add a pin right at the curve of your hips. It's maybe a little hard to see because I don't have a whole lot of curve, but you know where it is for you, right before your curves start to go out. And now I can take everything off and we can go to the table. All right, so while we do that, I just wanted to stop by and remind you to subscribe. Look down. If that little subscribe button is red and it's not gray, you want to hit it. It wants to say subscribe so that you know that you won't miss a video. And also, please, we're trying to get to 200,000 before the end of the year. Please share this video with everyone by just hitting that share button down below. Share it on your social media, and more people will know about this amazing renegade upcycling community we have here. All right, so we have everything on the table, and the first thing you'll notice is that the distance, the length of where the curve of my waist ended or started and the end of this blazer is longer than what I want to cut off the skirt. So you have, if that's the case and you don't want to lose any of your skirt, you have a couple of options. I actually had this skirt on really high, snug on me. So I could either take the skirt out and go ahead, so that means it would be able to fit lower on my waist, and then I can go ahead and cut it off to right here, because that's about how much I had it higher than my actual waist. Or I can, and this is the option I'm going to go for, or I can do it where the little peplum part is going to be higher than the end of the blazer, and that's what I'm going to do. I think that's going to give it a really nice effect. Now I'm going to tell you straight off, If you keep everything even, it will make this project easier to sew. But I am going, as always, doing it the harder. Well, no, y'all know I normally try to do it the easiest way, but yeah, I don't want to have to take this skirt out. That would be harder. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and cut our skirt off. And it's great because, you know, the plaid, it already has a line across, so it kind of guides you. All right, so I have my skirt. I can go ahead and serge that, turn it under, and that will be done. Now let's talk about what you'll do if you have both hips and a butt versus what I'm doing for just hips. For just hips, I'm going to cut out a portion of the blazer from here up to where that pin is. I'm gonna take this button out maybe over, and I'm only gonna take the skirt part to this seam right here. There's a, you may not be able to see it, but typically in blazers there's normally a seam that comes from the back of the sleeve down the side, and I'm only going to do that. That's just for hips. If you are doing this for both your hips and your butt, you're going to cut it off, and this portion all the way around the back, all the way up to the other side, is going to get cut off. And you're going to replace that with the skirt. That means that you're going to have room for your curves to do whatever curves want to do, because they do what they want to do, right? So we're going to let them. So let's carefully cut this. Now, this is going to be up here. I don't want it to come right where this hits. I want to leave some. So I want to be careful about that. And maybe I'll put it down just a little bit so I can keep that button. And we're going to completely take out the pocket. So I'm thinking I'm going to cut here and then over and leave some to right here. Let me add some pin. Your shape on the screen is going here and then back. Like I said, this would be much more easy if the length of my skirt was the same as this length, and if I were going all the way through the back. If you were doing that, then you would just cut straight up across all the way to the other side and back down, you know, on the opposite side where the buttons are. All right, so we are ready to cut this amazing blazer. Am I nervous? Yes. Are we still gonna do it? Yes. We're gonna be afraid and do it anyway. All right, so this is what we come out with. All right, before I go serge, I want to show you what it looks like cut out. But I also want to show you what happens. Sometimes when you have super sharp scissors and you're not being as careful as you should. I cut clean through the edge of the blazer. So I'm gonna fix it. I'll probably do just the, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna fix it. And it's gonna be what it is. I want to take this over to my serger and serge all the edges as quickly as possible to make sure that we don't get any fraying or anything like that. Okay, I have everything serged, and when you are serging, like when you're going back and forth, if that's what you are doing in yours, just like mine, then you want to just kind of angle these seams so that you can get down and serge, you know, all the way to the corner. And then I went ahead and fixed that. I probably should have used a combination of black and gray thread, but the good thing is that it's no longer separating. It's actually pretty strong. So yeah, that is done. And because this is a double-breasted suit, there's always hope, guys. There's always hope. So originally it's supposed to be buttoned this way, and the reason I know that is because there's a extra button on the inside to keep this side from hanging down. I can just reverse it. So I can put this side on top, take that extra button and put it on the inside of this one to go for that, and it'll be just reversed, which actually makes it technically a woman's blazer. So yeah, I guess it worked out. But I'm gonna be honest, that did make me angry. Like angry to the point of just like, you know what, it's not even worth getting angry about, because if I do allow myself to get angry about it, I'm not gonna keep going. So yeah. Now, if you just have a regular piece of fabric, you most certainly can gather this. I just so happen to be using a pleated skirt, so I am going to take advantage of these pleats. All right, let's take this loose. All right, I'm gonna turn it good side to good side, and I'm going to begin to pin this or clip this in place. I wanna make sure that I have some left over the edge because we're going to fold it after we serge it and sew it down top stitch. All right, so we're gonna go sew this down just across the top first. And now we know, how much excess we have. We could go ahead and cut it off right here just to have some extra. All right, so we have these attached. The next thing we need to do is to actually go ahead and sew it out to the point where we want it to fold. And then we're gonna top stitch this last part here on each side. And the reason I'm gonna top stitch it, I could sew it from underneath, but I did one and I didn't like how it turned out just because I couldn't control like exactly how it lined up. I know for you guys that are tailors, you guys will be able to do this probably with your eyes closed, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, and the top stitch will make it stay from like falling this way. Once we have that down, I'll just take this, fold it under however much I want to, iron it flat, press it nice and flat, and then I will probably just stitch maybe to right there, just so this doesn't flop. Probably just give that a little tack and we'll be done. All right, so let's see how it turned out. I am so excited for you guys to see this one. But before we do that, I just want to share my free Facebook group with you guys. It's a group where you can share your upcycles with a positive group of other like-minded people, as well as my upcycle class, where you can make sure you get those projects done that you've been wanting to do and have classes with me. All right, so let's see how it turned out. I'm so excited. You guys, yes, I am in love with this one. I had no idea. So I've had this blazer, I've had this skirt for super long time. I pick up things just because I think they have potential. I never imagined that they would go together, but they go together. And this is giving me really like Clueless vibes, which was one of my favorite movies back in the day. And yes, I really love this. It's got that preppy but streetwear. It's just, I love it. It's got almost a Scottish thing. Is that where they wear kilts? You guys correct me if I said it wrong. I know you will. But where they wear kilts, yes, it has all of those vibes wrapped up into one, and I'm absolutely loving it. I just have a mock neck long sleeve bodysuit, which I'm wearing right here, and these heels that were actually purchased at Zara. You guys know I mostly get my shoes from the thrift store, but I actually did get these from Zara. Yes, I hate going to fast fashion stores, but for shoes, sometimes I do. So let me know in the comments which version of this you think would suit you best, like the version where you have the peplum all the way around that suits the hips and the butt, or the version like I have where it is just on the side. So let me know which one you prefer, which one you think would suit you best, and I have other videos over here for you to watch right now, and go watch them. They're amazing. And definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.